Hey everybody, hello. We are having some issues with Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, I'm sorry if I'm upside down or sideways. So hello everybody. Jessica Coulter here, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. Today we are talking about disruptors. We're continuing our myth series about disruptive student behaviors. Parents, we are helping you if your teen is one of those disruptors. Okay, so today I want to focus on 4 behaviors. I want to focus on the kids that are constantly out of their seats, the kids that are constantly talking, the kids that constantly want to leave the classroom, and the kids that can't seem to put their phones away in class. So if that is your teen, if any of those are behaviors that you know your teen's doing, that you're getting reports on from the teachers, let me know down below because I want to give you some solutions. I want you to understand why these are such disruptive behaviors from your teacher's perspective, students learning. Okay, before I get going too much, do know I want to have you in my group. I've got all sorts of upcoming events that, will help your students love learning, help them be better students so that, their grades are better, they learn more, and they actually enjoy school more. So join my group if you're not already a member. So let's start with this idea of certain behaviors being not disruptive. Well, those 4 that I mentioned are all disruptive. Okay, I will tell you anything that prevents another child from learning is disruptive. Okay, so I'm not really sure there's any certain behaviors that aren't disruptive. The thing about students that are constantly wanting to go to the restroom, constantly wanting to leave the classroom, constantly wanting to go get a drink, they stop class. Okay, for younger students like upper elementary, middle school, even sometimes high school, if the teacher's teaching and your child is like, hey, I got to go to the restroom, that is a disruption. Okay, especially depending on the school's policy. Does the teacher need to give permission? Does the teacher need to give a pass? Does your kid need to sign out? What needs to happen? And even if it's as simple as putting up the bathroom sign, I don't even know the ASL, there we go, the sign language sign for it, that's still a distraction because your child is leaving leaving the classroom, coming back, which is opening and closing the door possibly. People are going up and down the hall, and there are certain students that are going to be so distracted. Okay, and unfortunately, students that go to the restroom once, they actually had to go, but there's other students that go 3 or 4 times per class period just because they're bored, just because they don't want to be in class. So if that is your teen, if you are being told, hey, your kid is constantly wanting out of the class to go fill up his water bottle, to go to the restroom, to go do this, to go do that, do you know, unless there's some kind of medical issue, your teen needs to stay focused in class. We need to figure out, okay, why is he wanting to leave the classroom? Help him understand. You go at the beginning of class, you go at the end of class, you go not during instruction time. There needs to be some guidelines, parents, that we need you to set so the teacher knows, hey, this is going to stop, and hopefully your teen's going to like school more. Once he understands, oh, these expectations, oh, I'm missing out on things, your teen's going to want to stop distracting everyone, disrupting everyone by leaving the classroom constantly. Okay, so those other disruptive behaviors, we'll talk about those in a second. Just know if you're joining us now on Facebook and on YouTube, we're live. So I know Facebook, I think I'm probably upside down or sideways or something. But if you hit the follow button, would love to see you for follow-up interviews all about this particular myth this week and future live videos. YouTube, I hope you subscribe to my channel. There are over 400 videos there with lots and lots of information. So, excuse me. Kids that won't stay seated, that is a disruption because, yes, we are sort of past COVID. I mean, there's a lot of stuff still going on with the world with that. So there's obviously the social distancing thing that was a problem when students couldn't stay in their seats. But now it's a matter of if your teen can't follow directions as simple as stay in your seat, then that teacher is going to be really, really limited with what she or he can teach. Okay, if you're supposed to do group activities, we're supposed to do some fun things out of our seats and moving around. Well, if your teen's teacher can't trust him or her to do what she's supposed to when we're not doing anything fun, that teacher's not going to want to add on to the frustrations, to the complications of a group activity by having a kid that doesn't listen anyway. So really, if your teen's complaining, we just sit, we do nothing. We've got to help them understand. Tell your teacher, till the teacher knows, hey, the kids can handle this. My students want to do fun stuff. They want to get up and move around just like I want them to, so it can be more interactive, more fun. It's never going to happen. Okay. So we really have to help your teens figure out what is the problem. Is it just too much energy? We need to get them into an extra gym class. We need to get them into some class that requires movement. Maybe it's just this particular class at the end of the day or this time of day. There's lots of energy, whatever it might be. We've got to figure out how do we get your teen to be able to follow direction as simple as sit in your seat. Sometimes a simple walk down the hall is all that's needed. And again, that comes down to timing, that comes down to an agreement between you moms and dads that are watching, your teens, the teacher, the school, all of that. Because I can tell you there are students I work with as a tutor, as a substitute teacher, that it's in their IEPs, it's in their 504s, that they get to go for a walk, this time of day in a certain class. Okay. So what else can I say about talking and phones? Well, there's definitely a time, there's definitely a place. And phones can be easily used as a motivator, not a distractor. I can also tell you that talking to friends can be a motivator. So encourage your teens to do their work first. Okay, there's always time to talk. There's always time to hang out. But if your teen's talking and the teacher's talking, your teen's never going to know what's going on. And, your child might really want to help his friend with this problem, and that's awesome. I encourage that. But your teen has to do his own work before he can help anyone else. So I hope this helps. There's 4 disruptive behaviors that I focus on today. There's obviously way more than we touched on. So if you've got questions, drop them down below. Do know that, I want kids to learn. I want students to enjoy school, to be there without having to worry about other students' disruptive behaviors. I also know that students that are doing these disruptive behaviors, if you dropped one of those options down below for me at the beginning of the video as to something your teen does, do know I can help. Okay, there's usually a reason why your teen's doing these things, and we talked about that in yesterday's. We can talk more about it in a strategy call. So I hope to see you in the group. We are providing some awesome free events, one as early as next week, all about ending the school year awesomely. So click the link in the description, answer a couple questions. So have an awesome night. Hope to see you at my upcoming events by joining my group. Thank you.